Hey everybody, I'm Monty Mott.
I'm Tiff.
And I'm Vivian.
And these
are a few
of our favorite
Woo! Nice.
That was a crescendo.
Yeah, okay. See, look here, man.
Yo, you ready for Monty? Let's go!
Never kept up with the latest. Never tried to be the greatest. But let's be honest, yes, we want this. Oh.
Guys, welcome to another episode of our Favorite Things podcast. Thank you for joining us. It's good to be here. Tiff, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited. Okay, so guys, I got a couple reasons to be excited. Now, we haven't done a movie show in a while. And how me and Tiff like to do it, you know, I do one for me, she do one for her. We try to go back and forth. So I believe it was my turn, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while. This one here, okay, very quickly. Hey, listen now, don't get it twisted, man. I'm gangster, okay? I'm still. Hey, you can get these hands, but don't be fooled. All the hard brothers and all the gangsters, we all like a little something that people might not know we like, okay? Yeah. So there you go. And this movie is one of the few I respect musicals. I'm not a big musical guy, but this
Watch yourself now.
I know. But this one is one of my all-time favorites. So we had to get somebody on that has a love for just the new stuff, but loves the classics, if you will. Yeah. And someone came to mind, and I have to say this person, she has been a support to me, even on my old show when I was doing the old one, the new iteration now with this and the whole network. She has showed so much love, and I am so glad to have her on, Miss Vivian Turner. Viv, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So we're about to have a little good time, y'all, because Sound of Music, this is amazing. Okay, so me and Tiff was talking before the show.
Yes.
I have to say this. It's been a while since I watched The Sound of Music. And as I watched it, y'all, I love it 100 times more now. It was so good. It's so good. So let's go around real quick.
Good.
So Tiff, how'd you feel about it?
I'm gonna say, okay, so just like Monty, mentioned, we were just having a brief conversation right before we started. And I realized that I have not seen The Sound of Music since grade school, possibly.
Wow.
So over the weekend, I planned to watch it because I wanted to, freshen up for the show, of course, today. And I did not make it to do this weekend. So at work, my last few hours, I decided to go ahead and watch the movie. I fell in love all over again. And it was like I saw it for the very first time. I am in love with The Sound of Music.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
So much. Yeah.
So Viv, you're one of the experts. Give us your take on The Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music is just a classic. It is, I don't know, it's a feel-good movie. It's this is so great. It brings you up. It's like, you start singing, and it's just one of those wonderful, just ushy movies for me. And then the music, the scenery, the voices, the cinematography is just beautiful. It's a beautiful, and it's a beautiful story.
And a true story. Do we know that?
A little bit.
Allegedly.
Yes. Well, of course they tweaked it a little bit for Hollywood or what have you, but it was based on a memoir. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's kind of go, let's see how I want to do this. Okay, quick synopsis for those who don't know. In the movie, the Von Trapp family is a military man, Captain Von Trapp, and he's a widow, and he's got not just young kids, kind of from teenagers down, and it's seven kids. Brigitte and all the cute little kids. And
Lisa.
so I love Brigitte.
Gretel.
Gretel, right? Okay, so let's go. Who's your favorite kid? Before I get into who's your favorite kid?
I think I just like Gretel because she's so cute. But I love Liesel with the song, and I don't know. It's kind of hard because they all have their moment.
Yes.
They all have their moment. So you've got Kurt and Friedrich, and Marta. And I think it's Marta who's the one. Yeah, the Marta, she actually played in Lost in Space.
Really? Oh.
Wow.
Did I know that?
Angela
I
Cartwright.
did not know that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. See, okay, giving her a little. No, Brigitte.
Brigitte. Okay.
Yeah,
Brigitte.
Played in Lost in Space. But
yes, that's right, Brigitte, because Marta was the one that said she was Brigitte, right?
Yeah,
or was that Louisa? Yeah, right. Brigitte. She came in with reading the book.
Right. So
that's right.
the captain, he needs somebody to watch the kids, so they have what they call. First of all, I love these old words, governess. They have a governess to watch the kids while he's away, and the kids are too much, and they have a bunch of them, and the kids is bad. And so at the same time, though, Maria, who's played, of course, by the great Julie Andrews, she is becoming a nun, but she a handful too. So
I mean, she ain't about that nun life at
all. Right. She gonna tell you what's going on.
Right. So she a mess.
Yeah.
So the nuns, they actually got a whole song about her. What we gonna do with old girls,
What do you do with a Maria?
What do you do?
Right.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Yeah.
They send Maria over to the Von Trapps, and the kids try to break her, but again, she's like, I'm ready for this, and so the kids end up loving her, and but their dad is very stern, military, blowing the whistles and all this.
Oh my God, yeah.
Kids wearing uniforms, but she breaks them down, and then she gets the kids to singing. And then the dad didn't know, I guess he was just very distant from his kids. And so he didn't even realize the kids could sing. And he's singing, played by the great Christopher Plummer, very, very famous actor. And so they kind of have a little thing. But at the same time, there's a hater in the house, is the Baroness.
I'm gay.
Let me tell you something. If you know anybody named Baroness in your life, you got to
Right. What was her real name? Just Baroness?
Look it up here.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if they mentioned her real name. I think they called her Baroness the whole entire time.
Yeah. I
Might
remember. Yeah, she was a hater. She was trying to, move in, but she saw some competition and just tried to really ease that competition on away.
Oh, yes.
In a very nice, nasty way.
Right. And so she do a little trickery, and Maria leaves because she makes it seem like the Mr. Von Trapp is really into her, but it's just for a flea. She knows what she's doing. She's doing, the women thing and playing games. Yeah. Maria leaves, and so then now she can really just have him alter herself, but then she's got ulterior motives. She likes the money and the glamour. It's a beautiful house. Y'all, that house.
Beautiful. Now, this is what I love too. Okay, so just to go back a little bit. So really, he's distant with his family because he lost his first wife. Right. And since she passed away, this is his grief. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's kind of shut off. He stopped music. They did music when the wife was living, but since she's gone, he's like, nope, he can't cope. This is how he's coping. And so he shuts his that life off, and the kids are now just like part of his job. But I love his friend kind of getting back to the money. He tells the Baroness, we've got to get you guys together because, you guys are like family, and we got to keep all this money in the family. Right. I love that line.
And so, I forgot. So his boy is kind of the intermediary trying to keep it all together. And So then, now let me tell you this. When the Baroness did her work and got her to leave, I thought that was kind of cold-blooded. I mean, she just left, didn't say nothing to the kids. She just left a little letter and ran off.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of
kids came up there looking for her too.
right.
We wanted to see Maria.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, time out. So she leave the kids, and the kids is like, we're gonna go up to see her. They go up to see her. The nuns just threw the kids out.
That's it.
I'm
I was like, I wanted to see what my finger.
Like, ain't y'all supposed to be hospitable to the children?
Yeah.
It was like, no, no children allowed.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, man, that was rough.
Yeah.
But then Maria, oh man, okay, so the head nun talks to Maria, and she's like, why did you leave and all that stuff? And I forgot Climb Every Mountain was a song in this. And she sings Climb Every Mountain, and she told her, I'm gonna mess it up, I'm gonna butcher it. But she's like, you can't run from your problems. She's like, this is not this place for that. But she's like, you have to live the life that you are supposed to, something like that. It was very inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
So Maria goes back, but she didn't know the Baroness was already gonna get Mr. Von Trapp to be married. So then she was a little hurt. But Mr. Von Trapp already knew. He's like, yeah.
Let me break it to you. But okay, so did you he was breaking up with her and she literally stopped him so she can break up with him. Like,
right.
Hold
on. Nope. I'm not going out like that. I already know. Let me just help you out here.
Yeah.
If I can save my dignity.
Yeah.
Yes. I said, how she just gonna take the breakup? The breakup was not yours. That man was already breaking up with you.
Yeah. I don't know what she was.
Yeah.
And so, and also the whole time through the movie, there's this underlying subplot where they're in Austria, and this is during World War II with the Nazis. And so there's kind of this thing where, Mr. Von Trapp is kind of like, people kind of say innuendos to him about what's gonna happen, and you're placed in the military, and he's like, I don't want nothing to do, he's trying to keep it at arm's length. So that's going on the whole time as well, and going on that. Okay, somebody else finish. I'm talking too much. Y'all go ahead. You want to finish?
No, you're not. What I do want to bring up though, a few of our favorite scenes is a play on some of the music or the song, a few of our favorite things. In the movie. Yes. So I was excited about that. I could not wait to hear that. I actually, I had to press rewind. I had to go back a little bit, and sing a little bit, in my office today. Yes. I really am. I'm gonna watch it again. That's how much I enjoyed it today. I'll probably will watch it again tonight.
Okay. So let's stop right here. So let's get to it. What's your favorite song from The Sound of Music? Viv, what's your favorite song? It's a lot of good ones. What's your favorite?
There are so many good ones. Oh my gosh. I love, these are a few of my favorite things. Yes. I do. But I also love You Are 16 Going on 17. And then I also love, these are my top three. So You Are 16 Going on 17. And then I Must Have Done Something Good. Oh, it's just so in your heart, Yeah. And I just it's just so great. And I just love the fact that Maria is so she's a great match for him.
Yeah.
She is not, if you look at the relationship, the relationship with he and the Baroness, and that's more of a, kind of playing games, no, they don't really speak out. They don't really say what's really on their minds. But Maria is like, no, you're going to listen to me. To the point where he's like, you cannot tell me about my children. Oh, no, you're going to listen. Yes. He's like, no, Captain. He's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's a woman. This is not. I am not at work.
Hello. Yeah.
I'm here with another general or a captain. But that's how she's handling him, because she's like, no, you need to pay attention. Your children are very important.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I love about it. Just even seeing that dynamic of the difference in the relationships and how, and even how she handled the children. One of the great scenes is when at the dinner table, her first night, and she's like, I really appreciate how you guys helped me to feel so welcomed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yes.
and then they all start crying, and he's like, are we gonna do this every dinner? Or just
Yeah.
So I just love that kind of stuff.
And Viv, I love how you brought up the relationship, the difference between the Baroness and the General, and also Maria and him, because I think I would safely say that I think she fell in love with the children first.
Yeah.
Before she even fell for him, she fell in love with the children. And then the Baroness really didn't know the children, didn't really care to know the children. And the first chance she got, they were going to boarding school.
They were going to boarding school.
And that's that.
Yes.
Because again, like imagine today's time now, running up on somebody with 7 kids.
Right.
Like for real. Like
yeah.
she got 7 kids, he got 7 kids, so that's something that nobody really, necessarily just jumps into.
Exactly.
And the Baroness was not having it. Okay. She could not wait to send those kids to boarding school. And Maria, on the other hand, she started with the kids and she fell in love with the children. And then of course, love came after, with the General. My favorite song, of course, a few of our favorite things I loved, but 16 going on 17 I really liked. And then the farewell song, I love that because it was, yes, because they were able to showcase kind of like their own individual personalities, and they had, each child kind of had a moment, and I love that. I love that. Both times they sang it, especially because now Maria and of course the dad joins in and they all sing that song together. So I think that was one of my favorites.
That is hello, farewell.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, you guys brought up some very good points, because first of all, I really love, there were so many initial scenes where, she would just tell old Captain what it was, and he would look like, are you serious? It's not gonna be like this? And she's like, no. And I can't remember everything she says, but when she talks to him about the children and she goes through every child, she says, Kurt needs this, and you're not even listening, Marta, and she lists every little need, and he kind of doesn't want to hear it. And like you said, Tiff, she really loved those kids first.
Yes.
And she wasn't even looking for anything else. And then it kind of blossomed with that. And like you said too, Viv, you could see that the Baroness, their relationship was totally different. It was totally not suited for a family. It was like they were two single people. So for me, my favorite, of course, the show, our favorite scenes. And like I told y'all, I can't speak in a British accent, but I can sing in a British accent, which is I credited Julie Andrews. But I do love, I don't know, maybe I have to do like the top 3. I mean, I love all of them, but we haven't mentioned this one yet. I don't know why. I love Edelweiss. He just,
yes.
It's so like he's killing it. I love it. And it's so, and then when they sing it again, and like the crowd is singing it, it's totally great. So I also want to talk about, and let me get this right, because I want to give credit to who it is. So the director was Robert Weiss. And he did West Side Story. He did a bunch of great films. It was shot so beautifully.
Yes.
The hillsides and the flowers and the
very scenic and beautiful.
It was gorgeous the way they
Yes, and actually that mountain where she sings "The Hills Are Alive." Oh my gosh, just that opening is like breathtaking. The scenery is like the hills, like oh my gosh, But I watched a few little documentaries on the backstory And that particular area is not easy to get to. They had to actually have, I think they said like a donkey or something, bring them up to the place. And it's just very secluded. It's very recluse. So it's just interesting that it appears that she's able to just get on this mountain
Right.
and run down the mountain again to go back to the Abbey, when in reality, it really was not like that.
Well, and we all know that in 2020, that would be a CGI mountain, and she'd be just singing on a computer screen, and they just put her.
Right.
See, back then, you had to go to the mountain, baby.
No,
You
now they're gonna just bring the mountain to you now.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
So very quickly, so let's get into a little trivia as well. So they say, which is amazing, that Christopher Plummer, who played Captain Von Trapp, he actually really didn't like working on the movie. They say he really didn't like it. He called it. He refers to it as the sound of mucus. He used to call it that. And he said, like, Julie Andrews, I guess that's really how she is, because he described her as being hit over the head with a Valentine's Day card every day. He's like, that's how I was working with her.
It was so giddy.
But they are very close friends. They're very, very close. You know, I don't know if he knew what he was getting into doing this movie, but all the, the cheeriness and all of that, it looks like he really is annoyed and out throughout the movie. Maybe that's real. She really was bright and bubbly, and maybe that's really her personality too.
Right.
But there wasn't actually a lot for his character, because they couldn't find a lot of information on the real Captain Von Trapp, because there actually was a real Captain Von Trapp, but they met with like some extended relatives just to kind of get, so he really kind of struggled in knowing how to play the character as well. But I really felt he did a good job. I thought everybody acted.
Yeah, I thought they all did very well. And I love biographies. I love true stories. So of course I'm gonna go and see what the real people were. And it's very much Hollywood as far as the Sound of Music compared to the real story. But you just still love the real story. Sometimes you look at the real story and you're like, oh wow, it kind of gives you a little bit of a tainted view of the movie, but this one, it doesn't do that for you. But yeah, he was an actual general. I think it was a general in the Army, or the Navy rather. He was in the Navy. He was in the Navy. He did have 7 children, and his money came from his first wife though. So his first wife, oh my gosh, what was it? Her dad did something that was well known. I can't remember now. It just came off the top of my head. And so that's where the money came from. So when his wife passed away, he inherited that money. Okay. But then they put their money. So then years later, he needed I'm so sorry. That dog is.
It could be Bentley.
Wait.
So
I didn't know.
I mean, park away, baby.
For those that watch the show, sometimes we're interrupted by Tiff's dog. So I thought it was Bent coming doing the show again.
Oh, okay. Wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry. Just a minute.
No, it's fine. This is, see. Now Bentley gonna be like, see, y'all was trying to throw me.
Exactly. You could have just let me, yeah. I want to say, Bentley, you got friends out here. Come on out.
Oh my gosh. I told my daughter to come get her dog. I thought she had to go outside, but she doesn't. So so he was actually in the Navy. After his first wife passed away, one of the daughters, and her name was Maria in real life, she had scarlet fever. And she needed to be tutored from home. And it's a sad situation because the wife, the first mother, she died from scarlet fever, from catching it from the child. So he went to the convent to get a tutor for Maria. And that's the main premise that follows the movie, is that she fell in love with the children.
Yes.
And that was it. And he fell in love with her, but she did not love him, but she loved the children. Yeah. Wow. And because she loved the children, she said yes to
Yes.
him marrying, but then she said she eventually learned to love him, and he was the best love of her life.
I did read that.
Yeah.
I did read that she was not in love with him first.
Mhm,
Yeah, she did. She
mhm,
was in love with the
mhm,
children, and
mhm.
eventually, yeah, absolutely, she fell in love with him eventually. I
Yeah.
also read, Viv, that the real person was not, because what is it? Christopher Plummer did come
Yeah.
off really cold kind of in the movie. And I
Mhm.
did read that the real person was not as cold
Right.
as he
Mhm.
was. Yeah.
Yes, and they always sang.
Yes.
There was
Yes.
always music in the house. So
Yeah.
she didn't have to teach them to sing, but there was always music in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he did have a whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, did he really?
He
And she
had
was
a
like, get rid of that
whistle.
stupid whistle.
But they said, the kids said it was because the house was so big.
Yeah.
And they said they never marched. They just answered to the whistle so that, when he called, he didn't have to be screaming. And so they would just come, but they didn't march. So it was just more of a distance thing, which is why he had the whistle. So,
Oh.
Hollywood took some liberties with that.
As they do.
As they do. Yeah.
That's interesting to know though, because when you watch it though too, it's kind of like what Tiff said. I did read, like they said, he wasn't as stern
Yes.
as the original one. So the living kids were a little upset, like it was portrayed like he was
Yeah.
in the movie he comes off as very hard and very stern, but apparently it wasn't like that. But again, that they take liberties on that. But honestly, it still shows. I mean, you don't get the feeling like he doesn't love his kids. It's the fact
Right.
that he's doing, he's really overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And with that many kids, how could you not be?
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. But it's just some other little great things. Like Julie Andrews said she wasn't even maybe going to take this part because it was really close to her Mary Poppins role. And actors don't want to get pigeonholed in this one thing. But I'm very glad she did. Now let me ask y'all. My only thing with Julie, the hair just wasn't really.
It
wasn't doing it for me.
So.
Yeah.
After the wedding, when she kind of got a little different, but
yeah, length on that thing.
Yeah. Initially, I was like, yeah.
But you know what? Now that you say it, and I'm thinking, you have to remember she was a nun, and the hair was always covered.
Yeah.
So she
You
never
gotta
really did anything with that hair, right?
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny is that when you guys said that, remember when she made it to the house and they were making her dress was so ugly? Like, that dress is ugly. Right. He told her, the children told her, and like, get rid of it. And she was like, all of my worldly clothes, they throw away,
Right.
So the only thing I had. And they were like, yeah, burn that thing. That thing is ugly.
Yeah. She said she gave all of her clothes to the poor, but the poor didn't want that one.
Yeah, that part was hilarious. I'm like, and then
wait.
Out. Yeah.
Hold on. Right. They was ragging on her, right? Yeah. But then 20 minutes later, she made them all outfits out the So wait, when the dad, so if you ever seen the movie, the dad goes off for a while and he's bringing the parents back. So Julie Andrews got the kids. Now the kids having a good old time. They in climbing trees.
Because they don't have any play clothes.
And
remember?
This is the first time play clothes was introduced. And so Bunch was like, what they got on? When he comes back, he was like, oh, I just took some of them old drapes and made them some clothes. Yeah. He said, you got my kids walking out here.
And I mean, she did everything with them drapes. One of the little babies had a headband on. Yeah. She know how to flip some drapes, I tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Man.
I also read that Audrey Hepburn was being considered for the role.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
She would have been. It would have been good. Maybe not as good, but
Audrey, does Audrey sing? Really sing?
I don't know. Yeah, that part I don't know, but I did read that she was one of the people that they were considering for the role.
Well, too, they said that Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer both learned to play the guitar for the role. Like they did
Oh,
it
wow.
before, and they
I
actually,
didn't know that.
yeah.
Wow.
That's another good part of it too.
Yeah.
There's so many little tidbits in the movie. Christopher Plummer was actually going through some things.
Yeah.
There's actually one part at the he says he was literally inebriated. He was like drinking so much at the with the big party at the house. Like he's like, yeah, I was really drunk. I was really
Wow.
really gone.
Really?
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? I was watching on YouTube. They had when Oprah did a 45-year special, a special for the Sound of Music 45 years later.
Really?
And the oldest daughter, the lady who played the oldest daughter, they asked her, well, what did you learn? She said, I learned how to drink. And they said, are you for real? She said, yeah, he taught me how to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you were 21.
Yes, I know, because he was in his bag.
Yeah.
Also, they said this movie, which I don't know if you could do today. They probably wouldn't do it today with CGI. They have 4,500 extras in this movie.
Wow.
Back then, that is a lot.
That is a lot of extra.
But they also say this was the movie that saved Fox, the distributor, because they did Cleopatra before this, and it was and so it's really sometimes you hear about movies that do well and help a studio stay afloat, and this definitely did.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, was I the only person? Okay, so it was great. I was so happy that they got away in the end. Don't mean to skip forward ahead, but they got away, and they were walking up that mountain. But I'm like, well, where did they go?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's great. I'm so glad they got away, but where did they go? So I found out that they actually, of course, they came to America and they settled in Vermont. And they actually opened up a family lodge, which is still open today.
Really?
Yes, it's called the Trapp Family Lodge.
Yes.
And it's open today in Vermont.
And the other thing, when he lost his first wife, that home is not the home that he and Maria shared. So after he lost his first wife, because he was so grief stricken, they could not stay there anymore. So he got another really nice home. And that home today is open for visitors in Austria.
Wow.
Yeah. It's called the Von Trapp Villa.
So you can just really tour it and go through. See, I got to get to Austria one day. I would love to check that.
Yes.
That'd be cool. But okay, well, guys, we pretty much went through the whole movie. We've given our favorite songs. I mean, again, if you've never seen this, it's a great family movie. It's great to watch. And listen, I've always liked it, but like Tiff said, rewatching it, I said, this is just amazing. This is so well done. The kids act well, the parents act well. It's just something about the way people talked back then, you know.
You want to try the accent?
Well, again, I can only sing and speak it, but I want to ask you guys one more thing, because I know basically, I mean, not really, but this movie, because this came out when? This came out in
1965.
Yeah.
So, part of watching cinema and watching old movies, to be true to the time, you know, you don't see a lot of Black folk, because
It's true. Yeah.
this is in Austria, you know. So I would ask you guys, this is a stretch, but is the Jackson family our Von Trapps? Like, or do we have a Black Von Trapp family?
I mean, if I had to do, I would say the Jacksons.
I would say that too. I mean,
I would say the Jacksons. That's really good. I would definitely say that. And you know what? Honestly, I'm not kidding. So when I initially watched this as, you know, a child in grade school, obviously I wasn't old enough to have a crush date. I was like, do I like Christopher Plummer? I think I have a crush on him. After watching this today. Like, settle down, Tiffany.
Okay, I have to say this. They don't use this word no more, but Christopher Plummer is what they call dashing.
He was
Yes.
so dashing.
Very
Oh my
dashing.
God. I was like dashing, charming, like everything about. I was like,
Yes. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Very nicely dressed, very well put together. Just always so wonderful. It was just
broad shoulders. He got a lot of dash on him. The brother got a lot of
yeah, a lot of
oh, he's
dash.
full of dash. He dripping in dash. I tell you that.
But yeah, I mean, I just figured, because I was just watching something about the Jackson family. I'm like, all them kids, and they was all kind of talented. And of course, Joe Jackson ain't run from the Nazis and nothing like that. But we was going through our own thing. It was a different time. So I was trying to equate
for us. Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. And in real life, they actually that was their profession, because when they lost their money, they put their money in the Austrian bank, and I guess the bank went down or something, and so they lost a lot of their money. So they used their gifts as their new profession.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
But
that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah, even today, the grandchildren, the great grandchildren, they still sing.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure in Austria they got to be like national treasures. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, they're not. It's okay. This is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like The Sound of Music in Austria. They don't. A lot of them, they don't even know about it. They had somebody just ask random people, and they have never heard of it.
What?
I know, it's like, that's almost blasphemous here.
Yes.
You don't know The Sound of Music?
What's
I don't know
about?
why. I think because, sometimes they say some foreign countries, they are like poo-poo on America, and they felt that they Americanized it too much. And so it's not even talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I can
kind of their loss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny
they're lost.
when you say that now?
We'll take it. Give it to us.
Yeah, we got it.
When you say that though, Viv, it does I kind of get it, where I watched a TV series about the nuclear thing in Chernobyl back with Russia and all that, with the nuclear reactor and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we made it in America, and a lot of people in Russia were upset. And I was like, what y'all mad for? We making it?
Yeah.
And I heard a guy say, how would y'all feel if we made a movie about the civil rights here in Russia with Black people and all of that stuff? I was like, well.
I mean, touche. You got a point there.
Yeah, you got a point.
The brother had a point, Monty, right?
I said, I ain't think about it like that. So,
since you put it like that,
I guess. Yeah. Okay. We'll give it to you. I mean, it's their story, whatever y'all want to do with it. But we do love it. So that is one of our favorite movie scenes. Anybody have anything else they want to hit before we go?
No, let me see.
Let's see.
There's so much trivia and stuff about
it. Is. I will say this. I also read somewhere that Lisa was not 16 going on 17.
Exactly.
Actually, she was about 25 years old.
He said she was 21.
Okay, yeah.
Really? See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, and Kurt, I think it was Kurt, he was 13 playing an 11-year-old.
Oh, so they really changed the ages around and stuff. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Again, Hollywood gonna take.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
But I would say that they did an excellent job. They gave a beautiful story, and I'm grateful for it. I think it's a great treasure for Hollywood. It's something that it's famous today.
Yeah.
People are still watching. I think every family should make their children watch this movie.
Yes.
They need to know
it's
about
like,
the Sound of Music.
It's like you came and snatched it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to have the Sound of Music in your life.
You do. I agree, Viv, 100%. I mean, after this, I'm gonna watch The Sound of Music, and then I'm gonna watch Boys in the Hood, so I can stay balanced. But it's good. You got to stay well-rounded, but
that's it. Yeah.
The music is so good. The song,
the music is great.
Everything is so well done. So
Yeah.
And hold on, because did you have anything else? Anybody?
No, I would just say this. Listen, and for everyone that is watching this now, I will say, do not get discouraged because it's a classic. Okay, I
Yeah.
know that you're like, oh, 1965. Listen, do not. Don't cheat yourself, okay? Treat yourself. Go ahead and pull up The Sound of Music, okay? You will really, really, really enjoy it. I had so many feel goods today. I like came home feeling real Maria-ish too, and then my friend's like, "You not Maria." I was like, "Oh, fine, fine."
That is real kiss you. I have one more part that I really like. I like at the dinner table, and they're like getting ready to just dig in and eat. She's like, "Oh, wait a minute, we have to thank the Lord." He's like, "Okay."
She immediately came in with some order, okay?
Yes,
You know, we gotta thank the
Hey,
Lord for this.
he's like,
What y'all doing?
yeah, she looking at them like, I'm a nun.
You know, we pray. Okay, none's going. If we don't do, we gonna pray. Hello.
Right. Exactly.
Also, I meant to say too, of course, the music was by Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Yes.
They're a great duo that did. You just gotta look them up. They did. There's too many great things they did. But
Oh my gosh, Rodgers and Hammerstein are classic.
come on,
Historic.
Raindrops on Roses and Whiskers
on Kittens.
Get out of here, man.
Brown paper packages tied up with ribbon.
String.
String, yes.
Yes.
Come on, man. What we talking about? Folk don't write stuff like that no more. They don't write stuff like that.
No.
But okay. Well, Viv, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you. I've had a great time.
Yes, Tiff.
Anytime. I love movies.
Yeah.
And music.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have to have you back. This was definitely fun, Viv. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys. You're doing a great job.
When the studio's being renovated, when we're back with the studio, you got to come in studio as well. We're gonna do another great movie, another classic. See Tiff, now we got somebody for the classics.
I know. Yes.
You got Viv for the classics.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, Tiff, I just gotta tell you this.
Yes.
Have you ever seen 7 Brides for 7 Brothers?
No.
Check it out.
Is that something I need to watch?
It's also Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Viv, I saw 7 Brides. I saw that.
I'm gonna watch it.
Tiff, you're not gonna know this, Tiff, but Viv, I saw that at the Wharton Center where in Michigan State, because I took a class, and for the class I had to usher at these big plays. That's how I started liking plays. I saw so many of those old plays, and so yes, that might be another one for our favorite. That's a Rodgers and Hammerstein as well.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I'm definitely going to watch that bit.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm in the mood now. Okay, you all have got me in the mood, and this is my night. Okay, I'll be singing and like dancing because when you get in studio, you'll see when we watch these movies, I'm really into it. So I was really feeling real Maria-ish today. I'm gonna watch that 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Got it.
Yeah.
So,
yay!
Nice. Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it.
Sure, I will.
Outstanding. I'm glad we did this. Tiff, you're gonna have the next one. It's back in your court. I don't know what we're gonna do next, but you got the next one for the next movie one. Guys, stay with us. You know where to find us at, of course, our Favorite Things podcast as well. Be glad can't wait to get back in the studio though. We're upgrading some equipment and things, so we're excited about that as well. So stay with us. We got some big, good guests coming as well. So be blessed, Viv. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
This has been a production of the Mighty Sharp Network. Executive producer is Monty Mont. Watch the corners and always stay sharp.